Hi, I'm Megan Burslem, host of Drive on ABC Classic.
And I'm Clarence Slockee, one of the hosts on ABC Gardening Australia. We're here in the South Everleigh Native Rooftop Garden on Gadigal country. And I want to acknowledge and pay my respects to all of the elders of this beautiful place and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders, ancestors and people from right across this beautiful country.
It's Christmas in July, and every year on ABC Classic, one of our highlights is a classic choir. You can head to the ABC Classic website, learn a song, video yourself singing that song, send it in and appear alongside thousands of others around the country in one huge online choir.
And it's open to anyone. It's easy to do, and this year is a special collaboration between ABC Gardening Australia and ABC Classic.
Match made in heaven. So Clarence, what are we singing?
Well, we're actually singing Oh Christmas Tree, which is a really old Christmas carol, and it's got a bit of a gardening flavour
It's right
about
up your alley,
it.
isn't it?
It is, it's perfect. So we're using that tune, but you may not recognise it because it's been beautifully done, and we're bringing in a little bit of First Nations language, and particularly my own language group, Bundjalung, and the Minyambul Nundawal dialect.
So you're teaching us your dialect, your language?
Yeah, I had to get permissions for that from our local elders, but also permissions from the language groups that we have incorporated into the song, because following cultural protocols, we can't just appropriate language. It's just nice to get the language out there, but also let the elders who that language belongs to know the process, and have them on board and give their acknowledgement and blessing around using that language and getting it out there for people to really hear it and to bring it back into the mainstream.
So Clarence, I see you have a conveniently placed guitar just behind you.
Well, yeah, funnily enough, I thought I'd better bring something along to accompany our musical foray. Yeah.
So talk us through the lyrics of this new version of Oh Christmas Tree.
We thought it'd be nice to have a journey around the country, but also, for a lot of us, it's about getting together with family. And my own personal experience was, back as a kid and in my teenage years, gathering with family. Dad's one of 10, so there were literally hundreds of us, and gathering and just being with family, but on Bundjalung country, going to the beach, swimming, fishing, diving, surfing, eating all these different foods, and it was just a way of bringing Bundjalung language into that context. But the interesting thing about our First Nations languages is that when you do translate them literally, it seems disjointed, but if you take it the other way, it actually flows. The cadence is more musical. So it might sound funny in English, but in language it's quite beautiful.
So there are 5 verses of this version of Oh Christmas Tree. The first verse is entirely in Bundjalung.
That's right, and there are other languages spread throughout the song, but the first verse is Bundjalung and my specific dialect of Minyambul Nundawal.
Let's learn a couple of these words, shall we?
Well, I'll take you through the entire first verse. So as we start, Yerba Layla, Yerba Layla.
Yerba Layla, Yerba Layla.
And basically we're singing Minyambul Nundawal.
Minyambul Nundawal.
And that's the dialect we're singing in. Yerbal Bundjalung, Yerbal Bundjalung.
Yerbal Bundjalung, Yerbal Bundjalung.
Sing in Bundjalung, that's the next line. Minyambul Nundawal.
Minyambul Nundawal.
Just a reiteration of the dialect we're singing in. And then we go into Bijang, Wajang, Nanang, Barnum.
Bijang, Wajang, Nanang, Barnum.
Father, mother, sister, brother.
Beautiful.
Yeah. The next line we get into Garul Bugulwina.
Garul Bulguwina.
All together in good health. Jungali, Jala Jala.
Jungali, Jala Jala. And you say that with a smile on your face.
It's my favourite line. Jungali, eating or eat. Jala, food.
Okay.
Jala Jala, lots of different food. Last line, Bunba Waywani.
Bunba Waywani.
We're at the beach and we're swimming.
This sounds like a really nice summer to me.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a perfect summer. Verse 2.
Yeah, and verse 2 is in English, and it's just a literal translation of verse 1. So probably easier if we just sing it, because we've kind of broken down what those words mean.
I think we should.
1, 2.
Yabalela, yabalela, Minyambul Nundawal, Yabal Bundjalung, Yabal Bundjalung,
Minyan bol nandawal, bejang wajang nanang banam, garu bugawina, jangali jala jala, banba wani. Let's sing as one in Bunjalang language, Minyan bol nandawal. Yabbalela, we are singing in one of our first languages. So many words for family, good health to all for you and me. All together, eat different food, swim at the beach, love all we see.
Nice. So Clarence, in the first and second verses, we were singing in English and in Bunjalang. Where are we going in verse 3?
Yeah, well, look, we're going to take a bit of a trip around the country. Lots of different Aboriginal seasons, depending on where you are. So the next verse 3, we're going to Darwin, Larrakia country. There's some examples of language from Larrakia, where it's Balnbar, which is the season, the time in the season.
Balnbar.
Balnbar. It's time to pick the Moerrma.
Moerrma.
Yeah.
What's a Moerrma?
Well, Moerrma is the black plum. And back over to far north Queensland, Gulkayalanji country. It's Jaramali time when the bunday fruit is ripe. So the bunday, that's the green plum for the Gulkayalanji.
And in verse 4, where after that?
Well, we're coming down to Brisbane, and then we're going to Sydney, and then further south into Melbourne.
We're really travelling around the entire country,
Yeah,
aren't
well, we only had 5 verses, so we're trying to get as many seasons and languages into the mix as possible.
So we've got fruits here in verse 4.
Yeah, red Kamala, red and green, the Kamala.
Also in verse 4, we have the Yam Daisy in the Highlands.
Yeah, and the Gunungutch is the ancestor dreaming spirit, the eel that within the Dharawal country. So, you know, there's reference to different dreaming stories, but also reference to place, reference to people, and reference to all of those plants that have helped people survive over thousands of years.
And then we're down to Melbourne after that.
Yeah, so down in Melbourne, Woiwurrung language, the Wurundjeri, and Garawang. And Nam is that time of year and the season, and it brings the kangaroo apple flowers. And the kangaroo apple, beautiful plant, beautiful flower, and that's the time of year, so it's perfect.
So we've travelled around a lot of Australia in the first 4 verses. Where are we going in the final verse, verse 5?
We're actually doing a hop, skip and a jump. We're going to hop across the WA, then we're going to skip down to Tasmania, and then we're going to jump over to South Australia. So, we're getting a bit of a mix here. But in the first section, we're talking about the Noongar mob, a specific group of Noongar who talk about the Birak breeze, or the Birak, that season, that time of year.
Birak.
Yeah, so the Birak breeze will refresh, and at that time of year also the Moojar, which is the WA Christmas tree.
A Moojar?
Moojar, yeah, one of the world's largest mistletoes, and it's right here in Australia, perfect for Christmas, really significant tree for Noongar people. And when we go down to the Tasmanian area, we're talking about Palawa, the language groups down there. So they're not necessarily my languages, but thankfully the elders have given us permission to use these languages and to get them out there into the open.
And what words do we come across?
Lutruwita, Kaloinati.
Lutruwita, Kaloinati.
Tasmania in the summertime.
Ah, beautiful.
And the following lines also Palawa, Prayampi, Mutta Mapali.
Prayampi, Mutta Mapali.
Lots of birds on the common heath.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful time in Tasmania.
And lovely lines.
And then we're going north again to South Australia.
Yeah, and Waltati in Ghana.
Waltati in Ghana.
Ghana in summer.
And Turntunka.
Turntunka, yeah.
Turntunka.
Christmas bush in the sun. It's that same language again.
Another Christmas bush.
Yeah, the Ghana language, talking about a different Christmas bush in South Australia. So we've done verses 1 and 2, and we've given them a red hot go. There is still a lot to this song, but I think we need a bit more oomph.
And by oomph, I think you mean the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra. What do you reckon, Clarence?
Dead right. Let's get into a studio and just go right through this song. Yabalela, yabalela, minyan bonandawal, yabel banjalang, minyan bonandawal, Wajang wajang nanang manang garul bogol wina janggali jala jala bang bawe wani. Let's sing as one in Bunjalang language, Minyan Bo, Nungawal, Yebelela. We are singing in one of our first languages. So many words for family, good health to all from you and me. All together, eat different food, swim at the beach, love all we see. At Christmas time across the land, it's heating up, it's summertime. The seasons that have linked us all for so long are so much more. In Larrakia, it's Moerrma. It's time to pick the Moerrma. Kukuyal and Jibs, Jaramali time, when Monday fruit is ripe. Red Kamala, red and green, fruits in the engine, and further south in Darawal, the Garland Gulch begins his call. Yam Daisy in the highlands, flowers everywhere you stand. It's Garang in Nam, so the Kangaroo Apple flowers. For the Moerrma across the west, the Birak breezes will refresh. The Moojar flowers bright and gold, there's still more stories to be told. Lutuita kaloinati, Raipi mutamapali, Watati in Ghana, Christmas bush in Tonka.
And now it's your turn. Head to the ABC Classic website to join the Classic Choir. There's music, there are videos, there's everything you need to know to learn this song.